Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is Sunday the 27th. How is everybody? Excellent, that's very good to hear. I I did not have a chance to film yesterday. We had a fairly busy afternoon, and then we decided to finish season 5 of The Handmaid's Tale. And by the time we finished that, it was late, and I didn't feel like staying up to try to do a video, so I'm doing it again on a Sunday morning. Alright, so we don't have a lot of Q&A this week. We definitely don't have any haul. But I do have some whip updates for you. Definitely, the Q&A I enjoy doing. Please don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I said, even if it's something you think I've been asked before, I'm rarely going to say, well, go back to this video unless it's like a super ridiculous explanation. But I'm always happy to answer questions, because I enjoy that sort of thing. Holly, the Quirky Quakers are in PDF. I got them through her Etsy shop. Unless there's something else she does. This is the first time I've ever bought from her. So, but I definitely got my cryptids in PDF form. Michelle Bindi asks, what is my favorite color of overdyed floss? And I've actually got two. One that's readily available and one that is not yet readily available, but with any luck might be soon. So the first one, the one that's easy to find, is from Gentle Arts, and it's Baby Spinach. It's a beautiful green. I use this a lot when I need greens in an overdyed piece. It's pretty, it's vibrant, it's got a great texture to it. I use this one a lot. This is one of my go-tos. Close behind that one is Bayberry. I use those two greens a lot. The other, the one that's not quite ready, or easily available, is the one that Rob/Zav Stitches dyed for me. It's this gorgeous, this absolutely gorgeous purple, and it's so rich and so lush. And I'm so excited for Casting a Spell to finally come up in my rotation so that I can actually work on it. It's a little hard to capture on film because it's reading more like wine purple than it is in person, but it's so beautiful. And as we all know, it would not be a Garrett Kilgore production if purple and green weren't involved. I mean that largely sarcastically, but I really do love purple and green. In fact, in high school, you could always tell if I was the costume designer on a show by the prevalence of purple and green. All right. Thank you to everyone who reached out about Father's Day. I actually, and I don't, it hasn't arrived yet for me to show. But one of, if not the last gift that I know he physically went out and did for me himself, was a couple of Christmases ago. Well, to back up a little bit, like the August before that Christmas, I had to go to the dentist. I was on vacation, I had to go to the dentist. So I was real proud of myself for going to the dentist on the first Monday morning of my vacation. And I was so proud of myself for going and doing that because, you know, adulting. And on the way home, there was a half-price book, so I stopped in, and the half-price books was real close to my parents' house. And they had about 15 vintage Oz books, like early editions. That was really what kind of kicked the collecting bug back off. And so I called them and said, hey, if you're needing Christmas presents for me, they've got several. I have none of them. They're at a really good price. so it may be worth your time. And I, and then kind of forgot about it. Well, Dad went up and got me one of the books, and book collecting and half-price books trips and Oz book collecting were one of the things we sort of shared. He enjoyed a good hunt, and a good used bookstore, and I was on eBay last Sunday, and someone had an early edition of one of the Baum books, and I put in a best offer because I didn't think I'd get it, and I did, and so it was kind of nice. Like, Dad was sort of going, "Hey, we're not there together, but," so that was nice. So thank you to everyone who reached out and checked in on me. I do appreciate it, even if I didn't really respond, because I don't always know how to respond. But please do know that it was definitely appreciated. Definitely appreciate it. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's it for the Q&A. So we'll go into what did we work on this week. Well, Sunday I worked on. Oh, I should have grabbed that. Hang on, let me grab my thingy. Okay. So I worked on the Quaker cryptids, and I started with the unicorn. This is on 16 count Mayflowers from Deerfoot Fabrics. So there it is. So I got it finished. The purple is the called for purple. I did use Krynic for the unicorn's hooves and horn. And then I actually used, for the pink, one of the Aurifils. Now, this one came in my welcome kit, so I used this for the challenge from June. This is color 2430, and I actually used the 28 weight. The 28 weight is basically like working with 2 strands of DMC, and it was beautiful to work with. I didn't have any problem, and I did a loop start, didn't have any problems with tangling or knotting. It worked great. It laid very, very well. It's a little hard to tell in pictures, but it laid very, very nicely. So so far at least, I really enjoyed the 28 weight. You can get it in, and here's sort of their little visual for it. So showing all the different things, I guess, and colorways. They went with silver for it. It does come in 270 colors. You can get it in the small spools, which are like this. These have 18 meters. No, these have 100 meters. Excuse me. Or you can do this larger spool, which is 750 meters, or a cone for 3,300. So I don't really ever foresee myself needing that for cross-stitch. But the small spools for double strand, that'll get you a lot of use. The nice thing, too, about the bigger spools, which again, I don't know if you would ever need that much. Maybe if you're doing like a long dog that's a monochromatic, or one of those, but you can twist the bottom to secure your remnant. You can't do it with the small spools, and I wish you could, but you can with the big ones. So that was my first experience with them. I was really very, very pleased with it. I should be receiving on Monday, finally, the remaining colors I need for both Alice and Wizard of Oz, so I can actually get started on those. I'm super excited about that. So, yes. Alright. So that one gets to go away until next month. Alright, so then my work project this week, I wanted to try and get a page finished, and I didn't didn't quite get there. I will, for sure, this week, get a page finish. And actually, I may go ahead and just work on that one today, because there's so little left. So I may do that and then switch over to something else afterwards. But here's one. I had one day we went to Chipotle for lunch. So I lost one day of stitching to Chipotle because they lost our order. Thankfully, I had my confirmation. But I didn't get to stitch that day because most of my lunch was taken up waiting on Chipotle. And then one day to working on something different. But here's where I'm at on it. So I've just got this little bit here, and it won't take terribly long. Well, and then that one triangle, but that color's in here, so. And then we'll be at a page finish. Huzzah! So that actually would be the smart thing to do, is work on that, and then work on something else a little bit later. Because I spun my wheel, but it occurs to me that with what's coming from Aurifil tomorrow, that's going to be what I'm going to work on. And it's going to be probably a wizard. Okay, so the wheel also spun my Hygge. This one's called Cozy Balcony. And this was the project that I lost part of a day's stitching to, or part of a lunch to. I need to resecure. There, that's better. Okay, so here it is. Here's the balcony. I did do little beads on the flowers. This is on 16 count hedgehog from Fortnite Fabrics. But it's super cute. I had a lot of fun with this one. And this one actually stitched really, really fast. The bulk of it was half stitches. So, as we all know, half stitches go faster than full stitches. Imagine that. All right. Boop. Boop. Okay. Then the wheel landed on the Lizzie Kate Spirit of Christmas. So I did 3 days, and I didn't actually post a picture of this one, and I should have. But there we go. So I finished out the house, and I got that little bit done. I did not hit 500 stitches on it. Truth be told, I was not terribly motivated working on this one. It was kind of a struggle. So hopefully when it pops up again on WhipGo for the 500 stitches, that'll help. Or 300 or whatever it is that my WhipGo has for winter themed. But it at least got a little bit of attention. Alright. So, the wheel, because I spun the wheel actually did land on the common thread, which is my Jeanette Douglas. So what I may try and do is just see where I get at this one today after I work on that. So I'm in this section here. And really, once I get out of that section, there's significantly more interesting things to work on in it. So I think it's just going to be a little bit of a struggle bus to get through it, but see, that's where I'm at. So. Alright, so that is it for me this week. as always, drop me some Q&A because I do indeed enjoy it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.